Hi, I'm Professor Ritchey, and in this video we're going to look at cross-cultural differences in our communication styles. Let's return to Gert Hofstede's national cultural dimension of individualism. On this map, the lighter shaded countries score low on individualism, whereas the darker shaded countries are scoring higher on individualism. In individualistic societies, we expect to see people who are more independent and autonomous and focused on their own goals. Whereas in collectivist societies, we see they are more interdependent, collaborators, and focused on group goals. In terms of communication style, individualistic societies will emphasize low context communication, whereas in collectivist societies, they will focus more on high context communication. There are 4 dimensions that can help us distinguish between low context and high context communication. The first dimension is directness versus indirectness. This is the degree to which our message is straightforward. In low context cultures, we see direct communication where the message is emphasized and the sender is responsible for making certain their message is understood. In high context communication, we see a higher degree of indirectness. The meta-message and nonverbal communication is emphasized, and the receiver is responsible for interpreting the message correctly. The second dimension of low and high context communication is person-oriented versus status-oriented communication. This is the degree to which status hierarchies are emphasized. In person-oriented communication, language reflects symmetrical power relationships, or low power distance. There's a high degree of formality, and communication is focused on goals. In status-oriented communication, the language reflects asymmetrical power relationships, or high power distance. There's a high degree of formality, and communication is relationship-oriented. The next dimension looks at whether our talk is more self-enhancing or self-effacing. This is the degree to which the self is viewed as an independent or interdependent self. In low context, self-enhancing talk, dispositional attributions of behavior are common. Unique talents and skills are recognized. There tends to be boasting about accomplishments, possessions, and abilities. The focus is on the I. In high context, self-effacing talk, situational attributions of behavior are common. Group success is more important than individual success. They're modest about their accomplishments, their possessions, and abilities, and the focus is on the we. The last dimension looks at cultural assumptions about the use of talk and silence. In low context communication, talk is emphasized. There is little attention to the contextual aspects of communication. Silence is viewed negatively and with suspicion, and silence is seen as a communication breakdown. In high context communication, silence is emphasized. Here, the majority of the messages are delivered by nonverbal and contextual cues. Silence is viewed positively, and silence creates group cohesion and reduces conflict. What is your preference? Take a look at the cultural context inventory developed by Dr. Claire Helverson. Next up, we'll be looking at intercultural conflict styles. Okay, I'll see you soon.